Hey, what is up guys? Today I am bringing you such an insane hunter build that almost blew my mind when I was testing this. Now you're going to get infinite healing, an insane 50% damage boost, and it's going to allow you to deal with all the champions in the game without even needing to swap a weapon. Now I tested this build with Master Nightfalls, Master Wellsprings and Master Lost Sectors, and even though I was 20 levels below in all of them, this build still performed surprisingly good. Stat-wise, we are going to be prioritizing mobility and resilience. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but with Solar 3.0, they did a rework on resilience and now it provides a flat damage reduction. So with me having tier 8 resilience, I have a 26% damage reduction from everything. Now, as a hunter, it is not easy to get those two pretty high as they're in the same bucket. However, we are using powerful friends in this build, which is going to help you a bunch. Now for your ulti, currently Blade Barrage is the highest DPS super in the entire game. For our ability, we are using Gambler's Dodge, just to get that melee ability whenever we dodge. Combine that with Knife Trick, which is basically going to be making us radiant every time we hit a target with it. And then with a Solar Grenade, because we are going to be stunning overloads with this Solar Grenade. For aspects, we are using Knock 'em Down. This is going to improve our Blade Barrage by making it launch more projectiles, as well as refunding our melee whenever we kill a target with it. For our second aspect, we are using On Your Mark, and this is simply going to give us a nice boost to weapon handling and reload speed whenever we get precision final blows or whenever we dodge. Now, because we are going to be dodging constantly, this is pretty much going to be active all the time. As for fragments, we are using Ember of Singeing, which makes our dodge recharge faster whenever we scorch targets. Combine this with Ember of Wonder. Now, the only reason why I'm using Ember of Wonder is simply for that 10 resilience, and there's pretty much no better fragment to use at the moment. Next up, we are using Ember of Beams, which is going to allow our super, our Blade Barrage, to hit with the knives more precisely. Now, in the future, once we unlock all the fragments, we are going to be swapping either Ember of Wonder or Ember of Beams for Ember of Empyrean. The next fragment is going to be Ember of Torches, which is going to give us that radiant buff whenever we hit a target with our melee, which means you don't even have to kill him, you just have to hit him with your melee and it's gonna give you and your allies radiant. And then finally, we are using Ember of Solace, which basically increases the duration of radiant and restoration. Now, because we are going to be having radiant and restoration on us pretty much 24/7, this fragment comes in very useful. For our helmet, we are going to be using Elemental Time Dilation. This is going to increase the duration of our elemental well mods like Font of Might and Well of Life. Then you combine this with an ammo finder of your choice. For our gloves, we are going to be using Powerful Friends. Now, the only reason why I'm rocking this is because this allows me to invest more points into resilience. Now, if you do not have Powerful Friends, then you can just swap this around for Well of Life. We are using this with Momentum Transfer just to activate the Powerful Friends perk, then a champion mod of your choice. For our chest, we are using Font of Might. Now this gives us that 25% extra damage on our solar weapons, and combined with Elemental Time Dilation, it's going to last even longer. This combined with a Radiant buff is going to equal a total of 50% damage boost for free. Pair this up with a resistant of your choice. As you can see, our exotic of choice is going to be the Frosties. Now these boots are so freaking good with this build because all you have to do to recharge your abilities is just run around. So it's a very passive buff that you don't even have to think about to activate it. Not only that, but whenever you dodge, it also speeds up your sprinting. And everyone knows how strong movement is in this game. Like, you can dodge pretty much any type of damage in this game as long as you have good movement. Elemental Armaments is what we are going to be using with this. This, I found out, it's the most consistent way of making solar wells when it comes to harder content. Now, in easier content, if you do have the energy for it, then you can swap this around for melee well maker and you can make wells using your melee instead. Combine this with recuperation for that extra healing. It's not like we need it, but you know, it's just there. It's there just in case. And then a scavenger of your choice. And finally, on our cloak, we are using Well of Life, which gives us that nice extra healing, which, by the way, it does tag with restoration. Meaning if you have Well of Life active and the restoration buff, you're pretty much going to be unkillable. Unless you get one shot, nothing in this game is going to kill you. Then we combine this with a classy restoration, which is the new artifact mod that gives you restoration ×2 whenever you dodge. Now this is going to get abused this season a lot, so make sure you use it before they nerf it. And then we combine this with a Molten Overload just to deal with those overload champions. Now weapon wise, I recommend using Explosive Personality, because this gives you the land tank buff whenever you get kills with it. Now this land tank buffs not only gives you extra damage resistance, but it also gives you 1 tier of resilience every time you get a kill. And it stacks up to 3 times, meaning this can give you up to 3 tiers of resilience. Now I've already explained how important resilience is, so this is pretty much a no-brainer. Now for your kinetic, you might want to use something longer range like a scout rifle, that way you can deal with enemies a bit further, but honestly this is up to you, so use any primary that you want. I'm using a scout rifle just to deal with those unstoppable champions. And if you are playing this with the Lament like I am, that means you've got all 3 champions covered in this build, and you can use anything you want in your energy slot. Now, the way you play this build with the Lament is that you wanna clear adds with your primary and energy, and then as soon as you see a champion or a harder enemy, you pull out the Lament, you dodge, get that restoration going, and then you slap him with the Lament. Also, don't be afraid to use your sword guard, as it's gonna save you so many times. Like for example, when a boss is about to stomp, all you have to do is just pop that sword guard, that way he's gonna deal way less damage with that stomp. Now as long as you sprint, you're pretty much going to be having your restoration up the whole time. But when you don't, you're still going to be pretty tanky thanks to the explosive personality and the resilience that we are stacking in this build. If you are not using the Lament with this build, then the way you wanna play it is just like you would normally. All you do is just get kills with your weapons, dodge whenever you think you're gonna die, or dodge whenever you need that extra healing, and just keep rinse and repeating that. And that's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for the support you guys have been giving me so far. You guys are honestly awesome. Make sure you join the Discord, that's where you can find all my builds in one channel, as well as I make frequent giveaways, and trust me, you don't want to miss out on those. I have a very nice Titan build coming up next, so make sure you stick around if you want to see that. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.